Welcome back, friend. Tonight, we rest in another old, comforting passage, Psalm 91. Words about safety, about shelter, about being carried through the night by something steadier than yourself. If you carried worry into this room tonight, you can set it down now. There is nothing to solve here. Only these old words. Read slowly. Meant to settle you, gently, toward sleep. Somewhere, right now, someone else is reading these same words. Carrying their own version of tired. Their own version of unsettled. You are not the only one who needed shelter tonight. That has always been true, for as long as these words have existed. Let your hands unclench, if they were clenched. Let your jaw soften, if it was tight. Whatever kept you alert today, whatever kept you scanning for the next problem, the next demand, the next thing to fix. You can set all of it down now, right here, in this quiet room. Nothing here is asking anything of you. Let's begin. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fleeth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Picture a small room, somewhere quiet, somewhere safe, a door that closes softly behind you. Outside, the night goes on, with all its noise and uncertainty. But in here, in this secret place, none of that noise gets in. That is what this psalm is describing. Not a place with walls, necessarily. A place under the shadow of something much larger than yourself. A shelter you didn't have to build. One that was simply offered to you. The way a bird gathers its wings around its young without being asked. He shall cover thee with His feathers. Think of that image for a moment. Not armor, not steel, feathers. Something soft, and warm, and close. Protection that doesn't feel like a fortress, but like being held. You don't have to keep watch tonight. You don't have to listen for every sound, brace for every worry, stay half alert in case something goes wrong. That work has already been given to someone else. Your only task tonight is to rest under the wing that is already stretched out over you. Notice, too, this small phrase. Thou hast made the Lord thy habitation. Not a place you visit occasionally, in your hardest moments. A habitation, somewhere you live, somewhere you return to, again and again, the way you return to your own bed at the end of every long day. Shelter, not as an emergency measure. Shelter, as a place you belong. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fleeth by day. There is a particular kind of fear that only comes at night. In daylight, worries feel smaller, more manageable. But at night, alone with your thoughts, they can grow larger than they really are. This psalm speaks directly to that. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. Not because nothing difficult exists, but because you are not facing it unguarded. Nor for the arrow that fleeth by day. Some fears come suddenly, without warning, like an arrow you didn't see coming. Others creep in slowly, like pestilence that walketh in darkness. The psalm names both kinds, the sudden fear and the slow one, and says the same thing to both. You are covered, not immune to a hard world, but not left alone in it either. 1,000 may fall at your side, the psalm says, and still, it will not come near you in the way you fear. That's not a promise that nothing difficult will ever happen. It's something steadier than that. A promise that whatever comes, you will not face it stripped of protection, stripped of care, stripped of the presence that has been with you this whole time. Let that truth loosen your shoulders tonight. Whatever kept you tense today, whatever kept you listening for the next hard thing, you can lay it down now. The watching has been taken care of. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. There is something tender in this image of being carried, not walking alone, carefully avoiding every obstacle by your own strength and attention. Carried, lifted, so that even the small stones in the path, the ones that could trip you up when you're tired, never even reach your feet. Think about how much of your day you spend bracing for the next small stumble, the next hard email, the next difficult conversation, the next thing that might go wrong. This psalm offers a different picture. Hands, already under you, already lifting, already clearing the path of the smallest dangers before you even notice them. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the psalm goes on to say. The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. These are old words for old fears. Fierce things. Things that once felt impossible to face. And still, the promise holds. Not that these things will never appear, but that when they do, you will not be small before them. Something in you will be steadier than the fear itself. You do not have to carry yourself through tonight. You are being carried. That is the whole of it. Nothing more complicated than that. Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him, the psalm says, speaking now as though the Lord Himself is answering. I will set him on high. Because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him, and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation. Notice the shape of that promise. Not, I will remove all trouble from your life. But, I will be with him in trouble. Presence, again, rather than the absence of every hard thing. That has been the pattern through this whole psalm. Not a life with no valleys, no arrows, no long nights. A life where none of it is faced alone. With long life will I satisfy him, the psalm ends, and show him my salvation. Not a quick fix. Not a single rescue and then silence. A long, steady companionship, stretching across years, across seasons, across every ordinary night like this one. That is what is being offered to you tonight, too. Not just safety for these next few hours. A shelter that stays, night after night, for as long as you need it. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fleeth by day. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. Rest now, under the shadow that has been over you this whole time, even before you noticed it. There is a shelter here, quieter than any room, steadier than any lock on any door. You do not have to guard yourself tonight. You are already being kept. Feel the weight leave your shoulders. Feel the watching you didn't even realize you were doing finally stop. Nothing is asked of you now. Not vigilance. Not readiness. Only rest. Whatever waited outside this room tonight, it can stay outside a little longer. For now, there is only this soft dark, this slow breath, this quiet certainty that you are covered, carried, and kept. If your mind starts listing tomorrow's worries, let them pass by gently, the way clouds pass over a hidden moon. You don't need to hold onto any of them tonight. They will still be there, if they need to be, in the morning. For now, there is only this shelter, this shadow, this quiet room that nothing hard can enter uninvited. There is no need to check the locks again. No need to run through tomorrow's list one more time. No need to hold your breath, waiting for something to go wrong. The watching has already been done, long before tonight, and it will continue long after you've fallen asleep. You are free, for these last few minutes, to simply be still. Let your breathing grow slower now. Let your thoughts grow quieter, the way a room grows quiet once the last light is turned off. There is nothing left to guard. Nothing left to carry. Only this shadow, wide enough to cover you completely, steady enough to hold you until morning. He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Sleep well, friend. Rest, under the shadow that never leaves.